Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's City Council meeting. It is May 16th. Certainly pleased to have you here with us tonight. First, we will introduce you to the City Council.
Council members Rolfing.
Present.
Selberg.
Here.
Starr.
Here.
Staley.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Erpenbach.
Here.
Kiley.
Here.
Neitzert.
Here.
Thank you very much. We are going to have Council Chair Rex Rolfing. He will lead us in our invocation tonight. Thank you, Council Chair. Appreciate that. We'd ask you to stand for that invocation and then remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. Council Chair Rolfing.
I kind of thought it was appropriate that I get to do the prayer tonight so that we can pray for the new leadership that's coming in. They're going to need it. No, they'll do just fine. Because it's been an interesting year. It's been a very, very interesting year, sometimes trying, sometimes just a joy. And that's the way city government runs. When the people are here and they can come in, talk to us, and we can respond in a positive manner in almost every case. So let's pray for us. Lord, thank you for bringing us together tonight to help run your fine city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. What we do here, we do in the spirit of making it better, not tearing it down, of building it up and not tearing it down, of making it better and not worse. Lord, we thank you for the people that are here tonight with their concerns and their interest in certain ordinances, et cetera, that are coming before us. And also thank you for the councilors and the mayor who is here, that we may do what is right and good in your sight. In your name, Lord, we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council Chair, thank you. We are now going to move to our consent agenda. Councilors, any changes to this or motions?
Move to approve Erpenbach.
Second, Rolfing.
Councilor Erpenbach has made a motion to approve our consent agenda, seconded by Council Chair Rolfing. If no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kiley.
Yes.
Neitzert.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Thanks, Council. Our regular agenda tonight, any changes to that?
Move approval, Rolfing, of
Second, Selberg.
items 24 through...
Sorry.
Oh, that's an amendment. No, it's not. It didn't say that. Amendment's not here. Okay, move approval.
Been a motion to approve our agenda tonight. Is there a second?
Selberg.
Seconded by Councilor Selberg. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. A roll call vote, please.
No, Mr.
No?
Mayor.
Okay.
Point of
I
order.
would make a further motion to approve items 24 through 28 and 30 through 39.
Okay.
Second, Erpenbach.
Very good. There's been a motion to approve items 24 through 28 and 30 through 39, and it has been seconded.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, there just might be some confusion. First, we'll approve the regular agenda, and those unfinished business items, when we get to those, we'll address those.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Then, folks, we're just, right now, we're just going to vote on whether you want to move forward with tonight's agenda. There's been a motion to approve it. It has been seconded. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kiley.
Yes.
Neitzert.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Tom, thank you. Appreciate it. Folks, welcome to tonight's City Council meeting. Thanks for being here tonight. It is a great opportunity for you to engage the council on topics that you think are important for our city. If it's an agenda item later on, we'd ask you to wait for that. But otherwise, come forward, introduce yourself to the people of our town. Please keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. We'd ask you to address the council as a whole. And please, if you can just do it in a respectful way, we'd appreciate that. You don't need to yell, don't need to shout, don't need to be derogatory. And I know that we'd all appreciate that, including the viewers at home. Anybody interested in engaging the council? Ms. Colby, welcome.
Robert Colby.
When you talk about new leadership, it's always interesting when you watch people transition from one position to the next. As you are well aware, this becomes addictive, and some of us have to do a long, slow taper rather than doing cold turkey when we get done with our particular elected positions. Which, when I was on the county commission, one of the things that I sat on was the weed board, and one of the things that was always graded against a lot of the farmers who came into the city who bought things was that noxious weeds such as leafy spurge seemed to fare quite well in the city ditches, etc., and don't seem to be taken care of. And when the conservation district and the state is really hot and bothered about it, they want to get this under control, and it's always difficult for enforcement when the city is not doing their job and the farmers have to do theirs. And leafy spurge is a big one, and growing up on a farm, that was one of my dad's major enemies. Sioux Falls is on the best land in South Dakota, and one of the best things I think that we could do is be very judicious about expanding, because the best ag land that we have in South Dakota is the rural areas just immediately around our major cities on the east and south. And Portland, Oregon has a good means of dealing with this sort of thing. You might check into it. They're tending to promote not only vertical but secondary use of vacant lots and things of that nature, because agriculture is a sustainer of South Dakota, and if we keep putting up houses on it and all we raise is lawn grass, that's something that's detrimental to the economy of South Dakota. We recently had a technological thing happen this last week whereby cities, even such as Sioux Falls, or hospitals such as the hospital systems that we have here, became prey to outside interests, and we have to do something diligently and forward-looking in order to make sure that we aren't part of those that wind up being in the grasp of some other company, country, whatever you wish to call it, and we are being held for ransom, and the person may or may not decide that even if the ransom is paid, that they would allow the technology to reverse what they had started. About the only sure way we can do that is if we have a technological island for each of our entities, whether it's the hospitals or the City of Sioux Falls, and that you don't import anything off the internet. You hand enter it. You want something off, you take it off, and then you send it. But you have a gap between the internet and all the information that you have. That's the reason New Zealand doesn't have hoof and mouth disease, is there's a gap between Australia and New Zealand. This has helped protect a lot of countries around the world from having infectious diseases. But now with our globalism, we're finding out we could wind up with Ebola in the United States. So we have to be forward thinking about isolating some of our information so that it isn't exposed to people in, whether it's North Korea, Russia, whatever. With our recent thing with our ambulance service, I had a question. I was wondering if the good mayor were in an accident and there was no ambulance available, does the city attorney, does it represent the mayor, the ambulance service, the City of Sioux Falls? This is one of those contentious problems that we have to deal with, and if we don't grab it, the city will possibly be in a world of hurt if the wrong person is not cared for with an ambulance. And when you have an 8% non-response out of 1,000 calls, that's 80. And there's a good chance it might be somebody who takes umbrage with that sort of thing, and they just might have a deeper pocket than the city would like to have. And with that, I thank you very much.
Ms. Colby, thank you. Folks, anybody else? Welcome.
Scott Harrisman, Sioux Falls. Well, here we are again. We need to give some brief lessons in transparency in government. Lots of stuff has been happening over the last couple of weeks. We're going to spend $18 million and hand it over to a private developer, but we're not asking who the developer is investing with. Transparency would fix this. We have an ambulance company that doesn't want to tell anyone that they have a level 0, so they changed the name of it to 980. What are they going to do now that everyone found out that it's a 980? What are they going to change it to? You know, just make up fake names? The Mickey Mouse bus? You know? Is that going to be the next level 0? Transparency. Nobody's talking from the city, from REMSA or the health department. Nobody's talking about why they decided to do that. People's lives are on the line here. Transparency. Everyone's wondering why the chief of the fire department was getting his full pension. Why is that? Nobody's talking. Nobody's saying why. Some are saying it's the law. Well, what if he was breaking what he's accused of while he was on our time? Is it fair for him to get a pension? He's breaking the law on the taxpayers' dime. Nobody's talking. Let's talk about transparency here. Big lack of it. But it all starts here with this group. They have a group called the Operations Committee. One of them gets elected to it tonight. They meet in secret. They don't have minutes. They don't record their meetings. And the 4 other counselors that are not on the committee have no clue what's going on with it. Transparency, secrets. That's all our government is becoming anymore in Sioux Falls. It's piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up. Secrets, secrets, secrets. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to just go for an 11-mile run and hope it goes away. I'm going to tell you what, it's going to keep piling up. It's going to keep piling up. It's going to keep piling up. And it's going to explode. And who's going to be sitting holding the bag? We are, the citizens. Because we're going to be going, how didn't we know all these things were going on? Transparency. We didn't demand it. We didn't demand it enough. It's our fault, not your fault. I tell you what, I'm thoroughly disgusted by the last couple of weeks. I've never seen such lack of transparency in city government in the history since I've been living here since 1991. It's unbelievable. There's no response from anybody in the government of all these things that are going on. None. Just we need to keep it quiet and hope that South Dakota state law protects us. That's a joke. Thank you.
Folks, did anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
Good evening.
Evening.
Mike Gunn. Yeah, since we're already touching base on transparency, get my eyes. I got a few things to add to that. When the people ask for transparency on what's going on and who we're in bed with on this parking ramp, there's been comments made by city officials, city attorneys, legal staff, that all is in order and it's legal, according to their understanding of the city charter. The comments on how the citizens do not know, need to know, nor have any reason to be concerned. That brings about some more doubt on what there is to hide. The citizens of Sioux Falls have every right to demand an accountability, and when transparency is refused, and then if it is refused, we only see a misuse of power, which lets you believe that you are the citizens of Sioux Falls keepers and carry with that a false sense of undiluted power. You believe that we, the citizens of Sioux Falls, can all be convinced of no wrongdoing by comments alone with no proof. You believe that you're doing so many great things for the city, yet have isolated the fact, excuse me, that each citizen and their rights should be considered in any decision made. You act if the city falls under the ruling of a democracy rather than a constitutional republic. Which is it? The city and its representatives in many cases thinks that it can operate above or below the law. To even have this mindset is a violation of the Charter, the state constitution, as well as the federal constitution. Thank you.
Folks, did anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
Hi, I'm Stephen Ciano, and I want to speak about the threat to people based upon the lack of oversight in the mental health community and too much power being given to such people, to certain people. I just saw a couple days ago on ID, on the show Fear Thy Neighbor, an accounting of something that happened in Florida, which could have happened to me too, that based upon lies by a professional, a mental health professional, somebody died. Name was Villar, and you can look it up, certainly. I think that was in Longboat Key, Manatee County, Florida, several years back. And there was no oversight, apparently. The psychologist only got a slap on the wrist for it, although her victim died. I have been trying to stay alive despite an assault on me, which has threatened my life, by mental health professionals and others in concert, which, through which, well, they have declared me psychotic and said I'm uncooperative and this, that, and the other thing. Words hurt, words kill. It's when somebody in such a position, at least locally, maybe we can get some oversight over this. People have died under the care of the VA and under the care of Southeastern Behavioral Health Care. Years ago, I started going to Southeastern, and I would go there and play the guitar, and there was a man a little bit older than myself named Bruce who used to come and watch me and listen, and he enjoyed that. He was a quiet guy. So I would sing and play guitar, and I've seen him on the bus, and I saw his condition declining. He suffered, he wasn't able to take care of himself, and there was nobody looking out for him. And he wound up injuring himself rather severely, nearly dying several years ago, and then I see him with a walker and just barely getting around. He eventually died. I don't know how much, to what degree his mental health care or negligence of was to blame. But in my case, it's a deliberate effort to mislead people, and we need to hold such people accountable. So I don't know if there might be some activity that this body might do. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome.
Tim Stanga. I want to thank the mayor for letting people know about the chickens, the chicken ordinance. I don't think people realize that how many they could have, or the responsibility behind it. But I also want to bring up the ambulance issue, because I'm hoping that this opens up some dialogue on why it takes 23 to 25 minutes to get to a call. And I'm hoping that the next time a contract comes up, that the city council really vets these companies that want to come into Sioux Falls and they want to do business. Because I think the most important thing that we got to think about is the people of Sioux Falls. It isn't the benefit of these companies. It's the benefit of what the citizens of Sioux Falls are going to get out of this ambulance service. And right now, I think the citizens are getting shortchanged. Because when it takes that long to get an ambulance to come to your house, you might as well drive to the hospital. But then I'll probably call up MedStar, because they'll probably be the ones coming to get me. But I guess the thing is I don't know if people realized when we took on this ambulance service on how they were gonna run it, how many ambulances they were gonna have, how many employees they were gonna have, and I just think that they fell short. So I'm hoping that this really opens up everybody's eyes. I'm hoping that we really get down to the nuts and bolts, and I'm hoping that we get this taken care of. Thanks.
Thanks, Tim. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
Sierra Broussard, Sioux Falls. The ambulance situation thing was very disturbing because I was a medical assistant for 7 years. And what the media said, that the police department goes to these calls and saves people's lives, and I get that, but they don't know how to do trachs, okay? When you're dying, a victim is dying, they cannot tell you you're dying, you know, you're not gonna make it, this, that, the other. All they can do is CPR on you, a policeman. If I correct about the Sioux Falls Police Department, there's only certain measurements that they can do to save people's lives before it becomes a liability issue. So in these two incidents here, one of the incidents, a trach should have been performed on this guy that had an accident with the ATV. Could his life could have been saved if an ambulance got there sooner? I don't know because I wasn't there. But I have seen multiple people die because of due to ambulance service, that they don't have enough ambulances to cover the state, the city in crimes. We are a growing city of 170-something thousand people. We shouldn't have 2 ambulances on the street a night. So getting to crimes and low-income housing here, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get too much and say too much right now because it's investigated. But we're looking at a lot of homicides, and we're looking at one homicide possibly back into a low-income apartment that is being investigated as I speak. I am not involved in it at all, so if Chief wants to decide to throw his threatening emails out, he can. I'm not going to get into how I stumbled across this. But we had 2 shootings on 2 parts of the town here, and I told you that we were going to have shootings. We was going to have 8 homicides before 2017. The gangs were going to take over the streets, and it's happening here, Mayor. I'm not trying to sit here and call anybody out, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can here. But the crime is here. If we don't get control of the crime, we're going to be burying policemen because they're going to be committing suicide because of their stress level here. That's the next thing that's going to happen. We have to control the crime in the city to lessen the stress on these police officers here. We do not need police department getting called to their own police officers because of due to domestic violence in our homes. So, Mayor, I ask you, because it falls back on the mayor's responsibility, if we could try to come up with a solution of this crime that's happening here. I don't know if you're aware of it, but you need to talk to your chief of police about the ongoing investigations of possible homicides in low-income housing here. It's very disturbing, Mayor. So could you please reach out and try to make these streets a little bit safer here? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sierra. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Item 24.
Item 24, new 2017 package liquor license for Come and Go LC, Come and Go number 635, 1005 West 11th Street, cup not required, pending final inspections per Health and Building Services. Item 25, new 2017 retail wine license for Substation Incorporated, Greg's Substation, 1000 West 41st Street, cup not required. Item 26, new 2017-18 retail malt beverage license for Sport Bowl Lounge Company, Incorporated, Sport Bowl Lounge, 1903 West Burnside Street, cup not required. Item 27, new 2016-17 retail malt beverage license for Panacea Brewing Company, LLC, Remedy Brewing Company, 401 East 8th Street, Suite 120, cup not required, pending final inspections per Fire, Health, and Building Services. Item 28, new 2017 retail wine license for Panacea Brewing Company, LLC, Remedy Brewing Company, 401 East 8th Street, Suite 120, cup not required, pending final inspections per Fire, Health, and Building Services. Item 29, new 2017-18 retail malt beverage license for Hofberger Escape, LLC, Escape 605, 3718 South Westport Avenue, cup not required, pending final inspection per fire. Item 30, new 2017 retail wine license for Hofberger Escape LLC, Escape 605 3718 South Westport Avenue, cup not required, pending final inspection per fire. Item 31, new 2017 retail wine license for John Vu Pro Nails 5223 West 26th Street, cup not required. Item 32, new 2017 retail wine license for John Vu Pro Nails 2 5416 East Arrowhead Parkway, cup not required, pending final inspections per health. Item 33, new 2017-18 retail malt beverage license for Tokyo 26 LLC, Tokyo 26, 4511 East 26th Street, cup not required. Item 34, new 2017 retail wine license for Tokyo 26 LLC, Tokyo 26, 4511 East 26th Street, cup not required. Item 35, special one-day malt beverage license for Friends of the Big Sioux River to be operated at the Great Outdoor Store, 201 East 10th Street for a fundraiser on May 25th, 2017. Item 36, special one-day wine license for Active Generations to be operated at 2300 West 46th Street for an art class on June 13th, 2017. Item 37, special one-day malt beverage and special one-day wine licenses for the Catholic Diocese of Sioux Falls Vocations Office to be operated at 3201 South Kiwanis Avenue for a fundraiser on July 22nd, 2017. Item 38, special one-day liquor license for PAVE LLC to be operated at the 8th and Railroad Center parking lot, 401 East 8th Street for an outdoor concert on August 26, 2017, pending application and approval of sound permit per health. Item 39, special one-day malt beverage and special one-day wine licenses for Sioux Falls sister cities to be operated at Falls Park West, park area north of the Sioux Falls Parks and Recreation Office along Phillips Avenue, 131 East Falls Park Drive for the German Fest on September 9th, 2017.
Thanks, Tom. Council?
Good evening. Jamie Palmer with licensing.
Sorry, Jamie. I'm so sorry. Jamie, good evening. Sorry about that.
Item 24 is a license request for a new convenience store located near 11th and Grange. Item 25 is a new wine license request. This applicant currently holds a retail malt beverage license, and they just wish to start serving wine. Item 26 is a new malt beverage license request. The applicant currently holds a retail liquor license for the same licensed premise. The only benefit that he will get from applying and being approved for the retail malt beverage license is so that he can sell malt beverages on Christmas Day. Currently, with a retail liquor license, he can't sell any type of alcohol on Christmas Day. So that's the benefit he'll get from that. Item 27 and 28 are new license requests for a new brewery. They plan to offer other types of malt-based beverages and wines other than those that they produce. A security management plan was made available and approved by the PD. Item 29, I will need to request an amendment to change the license to a new 2016-17 retail malt beverage license. This amendment will allow the applicant to begin selling alcohol as soon as the license is approved instead of waiting until July 1, 2017. A security management plan has been submitted to the PD and made available to you on the electronic agenda, and the applicant is present if you have questions. Item 39 is for the same business, and it's a retail wine license. Items 31 and 32 are new license requests for two separate nail salons so that they can offer complimentary wine to their customers. Items 33 and 34 are new malt beverage and wine licenses for a restaurant. Items 35 through 39 are all special one-day requests for various events. I just want to note that item 38 is pending approval of a sound permit. I just got word right before the meeting that they did apply for the sound permit, but it hasn't been approved just of yet. So as soon as that gets approved and pending you approve this tonight, they'll get their license in conjunction with that. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Jamie, thank you. Council?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve items 24 through 28 as well as 30 through 39.
Councilor Erickson, thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Council Vice Chair Kiley. Appreciate that. If there's no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing?
Yes.
Selberg?
Yes.
Starr?
Yes.
Staley?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Kiley?
Yes.
Neitzer?
Yes.
Council, that is passed 8-0.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve item 29.
Second, Nitzert.
Thank you, Councilor Erickson. Thank you, Councilor Nitzert.
Mr. Mayor, if I can make a motion to amend 29 by changing the license from new 2017-2018 retail malt beverage license to read new 2016-2017 retail malt beverage license.
Second, Erpenbach.
Thank you. Councilor Erickson would like to make an amendment, seconded by Councilor Erpenbach. Any discussion on that amendment? A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie.
Yes.
Nitzert.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Any further discussion? A roll call vote, please, on item number 29.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie.
Yes.
Nitzert.
Yes.
Councilors, that has passed 8-0. Thank you all. Item number 40.
Set a date of hearing and second reading for Tuesday, June 6, 2017 at 7 p.m. for item 40. An ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota rezoning property located at 7800 West 60th Street from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to the RD1 Twin Home Duplex Residential Suburban District, petition number 6360-2017, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. Planning Commission recommends approval 7-0.
Evening, Jason.
Evening. Jason Bieber representing Planning and Building Services. The applicant and owner of this specific application is Mike Thurman. It is located at the southwest corner of West 60th Street and South Colbert Avenue, just east of the Ellis Road. It's roughly 2.24 acres in size, and the purpose is to subdivide this land into 5 lots, and then the applicant is looking at constructing a twin home on each of the 5 lots.
Jason, thank you. Council, would anybody want to set a date of hearing and second reading for Tuesday, June 6th for this item?
So moved, Rolfing.
Second, Erpenbach.
Council Chair Rolfing has made that motion, seconded by Councilor Erpenbach. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie.
Yes.
Nitzert.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Item 41, please.
Set a date of hearing and second reading for Tuesday, June 6, 2017 at 7 p.m. for item 41. An ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota rezoning property located at 5501 North Quarry Avenue from the C2 Commercial Neighborhood and Streetcar District to the I1 Light Industrial District, petition number 6581-2017, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. Planning Commission recommends approval 7-0.
The applicant here is Tim Kurbis. The owner is Granite Valley Holdings. This is located north of East I-90 and then east of North Cliff Avenue. It's roughly 1.57 acres in size. The purpose of this specific rezoning, this thing will work here, is to construct a warehouse and wholesale retail business on this light industrial lot.
Jason, thank you. Yes, Councilor Staley.
Can you tell me the parameters of the annexation areas around this? I mean, is everything like north of that?
Yep, everything's north. It goes all the way up to, I think, 72nd Street, so quite a bit north is all part of Granite Valley.
So was this just farmland that was brought in? I mean,
I'm not sure when this was annexed in, to be honest with you. Been a long time ago.
But this isn't near any of these properties we're talking, the pockets that we talked
Nope,
about?
everything to the west is annexed in. Everything to the east of Cliff up to 72nd Street, which I'm assuming is about a half a mile, is annexed in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, would anybody want to set a date of hearing and second reading for Tuesday, June 6th for this item?
So moved.
Second, Rolfing.
Thank you, Council Vice Chair. Thank you, Chair. Appreciate it. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie.
Yes.
Nitzert.
Yes.
Councilors, that has passed 8-0. Item 42.
Set a date of hearing and second reading for Tuesday, June 6, 2017 at 7 p.m. for item 42. An ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota rezoning property located at 4300 North Westport Avenue from the AG Agriculture District to the S1 General Institutional District, petition number 6586-2017, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. Planning Commission recommends approval 7-0.
The applicant is Bill Hoskins with the Siouxland Heritage Museum. This is located just northwest of the Sanford Sports Complex on Westport Avenue. It's roughly 5 acres in size, and the purpose of this is to construct the future museum archive building.
Jason, thank you.
Move to set the date of hearing, Mr. Mayor.
Second, Star.
Councilor Bach, thank you. Councilor Starr, thank you for the second. Any discussion? A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie. Yes. Neitzer.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Item 43.
A resolution approving the release of a 24-foot public access easement and sanitary sewer easement located in lots 3A and 4A in Tract 1 of St. Michael's Addition to the City of Sioux Falls, Minnehaha County, South Dakota.
Good evening, Council. Kurt Peppel, Public Works Engineering. Items 43 and 44 are related such that there's 3 easements in this location that are accomplishing pretty much the same thing. They're somewhat overlapping, and we're looking to eliminate 2 of those and reduce it down to 1. So item 43, we're looking at releasing the 24-foot, sorry about that, 24-foot access easement and sanitary sewer easement. This is lying just east of St. Michael's Parish along 26th Street, east of Marion Road. Sayer Associates, on behalf of the owner, has requested the easement be released. Engineering easement procedures have been followed. The easement area is to be released contains no facilities and is no longer needed due to a new easement that was established in 2016 to address the sanitary sewer and access needs of the area. Engineering supports the release of this easement, and I'll just show the towards the top there, the yellow area is the easement area that's going to remain for traffic to that cul-de-sac for the church and others, so they have access down to home field where there is a signal on 26th Street.
Thanks, Kurt. Folks, did anybody want to engage the council on this topic? Yes, Councilor Neisert, sir.
I just want to thank you for putting that screen up. I did receive a concern from a citizen that they would lose access, and it sounds like this is actually going to become paved instead of a dirt road. And Chad Heavey kind of talked me through it today. But to see this on the record, so people on TV can see that that road will not go away. In fact, it's become paved.
Correct. Yeah, I was out there today. It's like you said, it's gravel, and they're actually putting curb and gutter down, and it will become asphalt. So it'll be an improvement for the area.
Thank you.
Councilor Neisert, thank you as well. Kurt, thanks. Councilor Neisert, would you want to make a motion to approve this resolution?
I will. Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Vice Chair Kiley. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kylie. Yes. Neitzer.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Item 44.
A resolution approving the release of a 30-foot public access easement located in lots 3A and 4A in Tract 1 of St. Michael's Addition to the City of Sioux Falls, Minnehaha County, South Dakota.
Once again, Kurt Peppel, Public Works Engineering. Like I said, 43 and 44 related. This easement actually follows the gravel path that is out there right now. And Sayer Associates, on behalf of the owner, has requested the easement release. Engineering easement release procedures have been followed. The easement area to be released contains no facilities and is no longer needed due to the new easement that's lying there. Engineering supports the release. Once again, the photo of what this will look like ultimately here in a few months.
Thanks, Kurt. Folks, same question. Anybody interested in engaging the council on this topic? Thank you.
Move to approve, Erickson.
There's been a motion to approve. Councilor Erickson.
Second, Selberg.
Seconded by Councilor Selberg. Councilor Staley.
Say, I had a visit, Kurt, today with Mark Cotter about easements just in general, and I had asked if you could maybe just tell the public a little bit about easements on like our residential property, and how do we know if there is an easement, and then what are the limitations if there's something running through your yard?
Okay, yeah, Mark mentioned it and Chad mentioned it. I just wrote down some notes on definition of an easement, and definition is it's a right to cross or otherwise use someone else's land for a specified purpose. All easements are a little bit different depending on the use. They could be for public use, they could be for private use. Whether or not you have an easement on your property, the city has fairly good records and can handle most requests, but those are filed at the county, so they are at the Registry of Deeds. If we don't have something, we would defer you to the county to go down and research that property. We deal with utility easements, access easements, drainage easements. The next item up is a recreation trail easement that we're relocating. As developments are laid out, easements are established, but then as years go by, we find out that maybe they weren't needed. Maybe a developer's, for instance, a drainage easement was established for a drainage way. A developer comes along and wants to build a building in that location, so they reroute the drainage around their building. So then we come in that. We establish a new easement and then release the old easement so development can occur. That's similar to what the 4 items that we have tonight for easement releases. 3 of them were relocating the easements essentially, and then the last one we're going to look at, we're going to eliminate the easement because it's no longer needed.
So let's say a person would find out we've got this easement in our backyard. Is that like a detrimental thing to them if it's not being used? Would somebody want to have that abandoned, or how does it affect a property owner? You can't plant a tree on top of it, probably.
It all depends on what the easement language is. In a lot of our new subdivisions, there's essentially from the sidewalk approximately 10 feet towards your house, there's a utility easement where a lot of times the gas and electric phone lines are put in those. The risk of putting a tree or something in that location is that a utility company has a right to be in there and essentially could come out and remove that tree. There's private easements, gas line easements that run through people's yards. Those would be something that the property owner would have to work with that. A Magellan is an example that we see a lot in town where there's private gas main easements running through people's yards. Whether or not there's any gas lines in those, some of them are very old, some of them are more recent, but a little bit of research can be done, and it's a fairly straightforward process to get them released if they're not being utilized.
Thank you.
Kurt, good job. Appreciate that. Council, would anybody want to approve this resolution or make a motion to approve it?
Mr. Mayor, we have the,
we
have
do?
the motion and second, yes.
Hallelujah. Then a roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing?
Yes.
Selberg?
Yes.
Starr?
Yes.
Staley?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Kylie?
Yes.
Neitzer?
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Thank you, Council. Item 45.
A resolution approving the release of a permanent public recreation trail easement located in Block 1 of Raven Industries addition to the City of Sioux Falls, Minnehaha County, South Dakota.
This easement is just south of 6th Street along the Big Sioux River, right near Raven's property downtown. Woods Fuller, on behalf of the owner, has requested the easement, a portion of it be released. The easement area contains no facilities and will no longer be needed due to the new easement area that was established earlier this year. The project that's going on is the Arc of Dreams project, and their footprint would be taking up some of that bike trail or that recreation trail easement. So the bike trail will be routed around that footing and such. And engineering supports the release. The new easement is in place, so the bike trail can be constructed accordingly.
Good, thank you. Folks, anybody want to engage the council on this topic? Councilors?
Move approval, Rolfing.
Second, Erpenbach.
Council Chair Rolfing's made a motion to approve this resolution, second by Councilor Erpenbach. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing?
Yes.
Selberg?
Yes.
Starr?
Yes.
Staley?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Kylie?
Yes.
Neitzer?
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Item 46.
A resolution approving the release of an existing utility easement located in Lot 4B, Block 1, Twin Knolls Estates addition to the City of Sioux Falls, Minnehaha County, South Dakota.
This utility easement is located just northwest of Kiwanis Avenue and 33rd Street. Sayer Associates, on behalf of the owner, has requested this portion of the easement to be released. City engineering procedures, release procedures have been followed. The portion of the easement to be released does not contain any facilities and is no longer needed. Engineering supports the release.
Thanks, Kurt. Did anybody want to engage the council? Councilors?
Move approval, Rolfing.
Second, Selberg.
Councilor Chair Rolfing, has been a motion to approve this resolution, seconded by Councilor Selberg. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing?
Yes.
Selberg?
Yes.
Starr?
Yes.
Staley?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Kylie?
Yes.
Neitzer?
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Item 47.
Item 47, a resolution advising and giving consent to the appointment of members to certain citizen boards, those being Aaron Baker, Affordable Housing Advisory Board, David Nelson, Airport Authority Board, Wanda Harris, Board of Ethics, Elizabeth Squire, Board of Museum Trustees, Deb Aiden, Deirdre DeMemo, Sarah Jo Jorgensen, all to the Disability Awareness Commission, Brent Christensen, Falls Community Health Center Governing Board, Zabib Aziri, Multicultural Board of Directors, Joan Pankonen, Sioux Falls Regional Emergency Medical Services Authority, REMSA, Kellen Boyce, Visual Arts Commission, Rich Gary, Bradley Heagle, David Knutson, all to the Washington Pavilion Management Incorporated Board of Directors.
Thank you, Tom. Folks, is there any of these as stewards in the audience tonight? Okay, very good. Councilors?
To approve, Erickson.
Second, Kylie.
Councilor Erickson's made a motion to approve this resolution, seconded by Councilor Vice Chair Kylie. If there's no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing?
Yes.
Selberg?
Yes.
Starr?
Yes.
Staley?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Kylie?
Yes.
Neitzer?
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Thank you, Council. I appreciate it. Councilors and the people of Sioux Falls, I'm now going to hand over the gavel to the chair of the City Council, Chair Rex Rolfing. And Councilor, before I leave, I just want to thank you for your service as the chair. Certainly have enjoyed working with you over the last year. And you represented the council well, and you represented the people of Sioux Falls very well. So wish you the very, very best, and going to look forward to the last year as well.
Yeah.
So thank you. With this in mind, I'm going to hand over the gavel to Council Chair Rex Rolfing.
Okay, our purpose tonight in doing this is to elect leadership and an operations board or operations committee representative. And so at this time, I would entertain a motion entertain nominations for City Council Chair. Mr. Neitzer.
I would nominate Councilor Rick Kiley.
Second,
For a
Selberg.
second, Selberg. Councilor.
I'd just like to say that Councilor Kiley has done a great job in recent months communicating, discussing our concerns with the administration, being a wonderful liaison, and he's proved that he's an effective leader. So I'm proud to make the nomination. And lastly, I do want to say we had an emotional discussion at the Parks Board ordinance vote, and I would like to apologize for my commentary that night. That was a veiled reference to both of you. So I'm proud to make the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other nominations, we'll hold a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is the election of vice chair.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Councilor Christine Erickson for vice chair.
Second, Erpenbach.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I would have a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I guess I don't have to pound that, do I? Okay. But, I'm going to do it anyway.
So tempting.
I'm only boss for another 30 seconds here, so I might as well do what I can, right? And then the fourth member of the elected council members to the Operations Committee. I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Councilor Greg Neitzert.
Second, Star. I have a motion for Councilor Greg Neitzert. Are there any other motions? Any other nominees? Councilor Staley.
And I would just like to say that the Operations Committee is a group of 4 council members that meet, the rest of us do not go to this meeting. And this year, Greg Neitzert has been the extra liaison for that, and I was just very impressed with how he was forthright with information, and so I'm very happy to nominate him to continue on serving in the Operations Committee.
I would just like to say, I think sometime during public input or sometime tonight, there was a veiled reference to, no minutes, no nothing, nobody can be part of that meeting, it's very secret and everything like that. There are always notes that are sent out to the council of what went on there. Everybody knows what's going on and what's going on. It's just a matter of things that need to be decided, and the Operations Committee is the way it should be done. At least that's what was felt a number of years ago, and it's worked very, very well since then. So I am very happy to have that nomination, and I would ask you to vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I'm not going to make any, I had some written comments which I'm not going to make, but I want to thank you all for putting up with me and for me putting up with you during this last year. As you know, we've had some ups and downs, but you know what? We've gotten a lot done too. And so we will continue to do that. The more we work together, the better this will be. That's all I'm going to say that way. The more we work together, the better this will be. Councilor Selberg, you
Thank you,
had a comment.
Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to take this opportunity and thank you for your service and your leadership over the past year. You've done a terrific job. Of course, you're the only chairperson I've known, so maybe I don't know what to base this on, but I think you've done a terrific job. No, really nice work. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise, I'm sure. I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Move to adjourn.
And a second. And a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Meeting adjourned.